Hello, hello, and welcome to Conversations with Alex. I'm your host, I'm Alex Hilton, and I'm a member of the beach volleyball team here at Florida State University. And today is an extra special episode because we actually have two members of our soccer team here, and they are going to introduce themselves. Kristen, you can start.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen McFarland. I actually just graduated from Florida State, and from the soccer program, I played striker, and I am now headed to Netherlands to play professionally.
Hi guys, I'm Yujie and I'm from China. So my position in the team is attacking mid. I'm turning senior next semester.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for taking the time to be here. I really wish we could be in person, but we are not all in the same place right now. So just to dive into our conversation today, I know that you both were national champions in 2018, correct?
Yes.
So, well, Kristen, did you guys finish a season in 2019?
Yes, we did. In 2019, usually, correct me if I'm wrong, we got out in the Elite Eight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So in 2019, we got out in the Elite Eight.
Okay, so I'm sure, so there was like high expectations for this past season and it looked a little bit different. So I guess having had some time to reflect on it, myself having been part of a team whose national championship goals were not met this year, what did the season teach you about your team and your goals? And I guess like how was it different than any season before? Kristen, you can start, and then Yujie.
Definitely. I mean, with COVID and everything, every athlete can attest, it made things a lot more difficult. But I think for our team, it really, really showed how diligent and dedicated and committed we were to being safe and able to have everyone healthy and have our season. And I just think that speaks to, the players' commitment and dedication. I know you know how that is with your team, but I think it made it, yes, we lost in the final, but we made it all the way to the end of the season. We made it as far as we could go. And I think that really just had to do with our team's mentality. And I think that truly with COVID and everything brought out that mentality. So I'm just super proud of everyone. No, it didn't end how we wanted it to, of course. Winning the national championship would have been the goal. But I think that really this season just kind of encapsulated how, professional a program Florida State is. What do you think, Yujie?
Yeah. Because the COVID, definitely the season took us a whole year to accomplish. So it's definitely a long process for us. So we have to prepare for two preseasons in 1 year, but I totally agree. Chris just say we show strong mentality and physically we're working hard towards our team goal, even though the final result is not that what we want, but we hold ourselves and each other accountability, and we throw ourselves to a really uncomfortable spot every time during the conditioning training and every practice. So we definitely grew up together, and yeah.
For sure, it was a lot of discipline, I can imagine. Also, I only know this because me and my roommates fangirl about you guys, and I remember hearing about you guys were playing after winning the ACC title in the fall. You guys were playing pro teams, yes? So yes. Yeah, we were hearing about that. We were these girls we would see you guys, we would be practicing, we'd see you guys doing your conditioning out in the field, and we were we could never. We were talking about it always. You guys are always a topic of conversation. Did this season, or in what ways did this season leave you feeling hopeful for the future? I guess what did you see from your teammates, and what did you feel from yourselves that makes you hopeful for another national title next year? Yujie, you can start.
I would say it's just like I spent like amazing 3.5 years in Florida State and with this soccer programs. So like the reason why I chose here, like I always have such a hope for or just a positive mindset towards this program. So like I always like have a huge faith in this team, and also that was it will be my last semester in FSU. So I have a strong ambitious, is that ambitious, towards like national championship. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what Yujie's saying. I mean, just the like I don't this is like everyone on the team, you know, you grind every single day together, and that just creates this bond that no one else understands unless you're in it, you know, practices and conditioning and games and traveling and spending all this time together because you have this common goal of wanting to achieve greatness. And you know, as much as winning is amazing, there's so much to learn in losing. And I think with losing, it just is going to create a stronger bond and connection with this group, because there's nothing like standing at the end of the line next to your sisters and, you know, fighting and giving everything you have for each other, because that's how much you care about each other and want each other in your team to succeed. So I think if anything, it just creates a stronger bond for this team, you know, and for more experience, because as you know, in the college game, experience is everything. You know, the more experience you have, the better you're going to be. And so I think it creates, you know, a lot of experience for these players to become great leaders on and off the field.
For sure. And speaking about experience, I guess, so talking about like grinding and just the mentality that you all have developed over experience, how do you communicate your core values to newcomers, to like freshmen who are coming in? Like in what ways? I guess that's a difficult question, but what are the most important like key points that you drive home to the people who are stepping into this program? Like how do you make sure those people know exactly what you're all doing here?
Yeah, you know, I think that's a great question. And one of the strongest ways I think a person can lead is through example. So, you know, you step on campus and you're looking at these older players and, you know, they're constantly doing the right thing. They're always working hard. They're giving their best effort. They're taking care of their body. They're paying attention to the details. And that goes back to the professional mentality that, you know, we're kind of drilled into. But it's being able to look at these older players and see, you know, they're not taking shortcuts. They're doing the extra work. And I think that lead through example, you know, really shows the younger players, you know, the mentality that's expected when you get here. You know, we also do like team seminars and things like that where we talk about our core values. But I think, you know, everyone can talk, but the strongest, you know, most like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. The strong, you know, is through example is when you can really see like what a person's core values are, is if they can back up and be credible.
Yeah, like to me, like either Chris or other like seniors in our team, or even before when I was freshman, they show like strong leadership power. Like you can literally see them as a model in this team, and you learn from them, and like they help you. Like if you just have any like questions or trouble, and you just go tell them, and they will like immediately help you, like with no doubt. And they always show their leadership power. Like also like we're in a such like diverse team, like probably people won't speak like native English or fluent in English. Like sometimes it's really hard like to really understanding each other, but like most part, like I'm proud of this team. Like people show strong patience to each other. Like we know that we have different cultures, like we're from different countries, we have so many different like history and backgrounds, like like we work through those communications and just truly to understanding each other and build like strong team bond, which is like really important to me and to this team. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my like heart even listening to that. I think that's such a unique perspective and something that I've definitely noticed about your team. And Yujie, like I was gonna say, you stepping onto this campus as a freshman, it was not only was it you were on a new team, but you were like in a new country, like completely like learning a new language. I can't imagine what all of the things that you are still dealing with. Like I can't imagine what that felt like. And that's like another huge, very important topic of our conversation today. I wanted to ask you, like, to the extent that you're comfortable talking about it, and Kristen too, how has the recent increase in hate crimes committed against Asian Americans affected you, Yujie, and you, Kristen, as like a teammate and as a friend?
Yeah, I mean, for my perspective, my like heart goes out to Yujie and all the Asian people. But I think, you know, she has really, really like changed my perspective on a lot of things that are going on around the world. And to know her, to love her, you know, friend, teammate, goes on. I can't imagine like how she feels in her shoes, how it feels in her shoes, and just to kind of put myself in her perspective is extremely difficult. But you know, something that I'm trying to do as more, you know, like being on a team that is very diverse, it's important that we understand and try to relate to each other's backgrounds and to not only respect the similarities but also the differences that we have. And I think that, you know, Yujie is such a strong and great person and player, and I have so much respect for her coming over here and leaving her home. And I can't imagine all of that emotionally takes a toll. And I know that it has to some extent to her, but as a teammate, you know, we just try to be there for her, try to understand her and support her.
Yeah, like I totally agree with what Chris say. Like back to that time, like I had so many like complicated emotions. I feel scared, I feel sad, I'm angry and powerless, like a lot. But I'm so glad like I have a whole team besides me and on my back, and they're just supporting me and listening to me, and they sent me so many nice and sweet texts just to make sure like I'm good from this like situation. And like I'm just so glad like they're fighting for this inequality as well. Yeah.
Along with that, I guess this is a loaded question, and obviously there's not one answer, but how do you think, in an effort to be an ally and support people who look differently than me in this country, how can I support you? What kinds of things can we do? Like, do you think it's a matter of like education? Do you think it's, I guess, just how can the rest of the world show love and like make this place safer for you?
Oh yeah, it's such a sweet question. Yeah. I would say like maybe things to me it's a little bit different because I'm just like yeah, we share the same race, but the people who grow up in this country, they might have like different feelings. They might have like, oh, we don't actually belong here, or I don't even like I can't even imagine how they walk through everything. So but this country is such like a diverse country, and which is kind of like our team, and that's the amazing part, like you share so many cultures together, and like you learn from each other and you grow up each other. So like definitely like listening to them, like what Kristen just say, like show your empathizing and like walk through their struggling with on like a daily basis, and just supporting them like from the situations you probably won't feel comfortable, but yeah, just like helping like at, no like helping them like fighting this inequality. They will feel like me will feel like, oh, I have some like friends in my side, like they're actually like helping me. And sorry if it's make sense.
No,
that makes.
Kristen, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, no, I think, Yujie really is able to speak on this more than me. And I definitely, being a supporter, being an ally is so important, especially, with someone on the team who is a huge part of the team and you care about a lot and you want to do well and you want to succeed. It's not just about knowing them and respecting them on the field. It's also getting to know them, their values, their struggles off the field as humans.
Absolutely. And that's a huge part of this show in itself, is just showcasing how we are more than athletes and how we are also humans, and how we do face struggles that are going to inevitably affect how we perform. We're all one entity. So thank you so much for sharing that, Yujie. I guess another, like, shifting gears, just talking about gender inequality, which has become somewhat of a national conversation in terms of like U.S. professional soccer. Kristen, you mentioned that you're going to play in the Netherlands. Yujie, do you have two questions? Do you have aspirations to play professionally after college? And what would you say to young girls who are, like, I guess, discouraged by the gender discrimination in your field? Like, what would you say to them, and how would you encourage them?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Yeah, I definitely like play professional is one of my dream goal, because I practice, like, I play soccer for so long, and also like um, came here is like one of the thing I love most about, like, because the player here, like especially in the United States, they were always fighting for gender inequality, which I admire that so much. And so, like, for the girls who like feel discouraged to keep pursuing their professional career, like, I would say, like, just trusting what are you doing right now, and like every small steps are like accountable. So, like, don't be scared of the outside the society setting um, of like women's sport, because you are the one can make the change of the future environment, and just staying active and trust the path you are right now and keep fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what you just said completely. I think just to keep fighting, keep working hard, and be proactive about the issue and be involved with it. But definitely to just, like she said, trust the process and trust your path, and that, it will change. I think it's a matter of time now, but it will. And to just, keep representing yourself well and keep representing who you are as a female and as an athlete.
Oh, awesome. I guess one of our last topics, I just wanted to touch on, it is Pride Month, and I wanted to touch on, we've been having it within SAC, and just like me and my friends, we've been talking a lot about like the stigmas that surround LGBTQ plus communities within athletics. And that's like a whole nother huge topic of discussion, I think, that we could talk about, I'm sure, for hours. But I guess just I wanted to ask you both how important you think it is to support our teammates and show and extend love in that way. And also, how do we work to like change the narrative and to make this community in athletics more inclusive? And I guess, like, how do you feel about it? Do you feel that people are included? Kristen?
Yeah. So, I think very fortunately, I feel that our soccer program at Florida State is extremely inclusive and supportive of all members of the LGBTQ community. And like you said, I think it's so valuable for us to continue to learn about, how can we better educate ourselves on this group, and how can we better support our teammates, and how can we better understand them? Because, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, you realize that we are all human beings, and doesn't matter like our sexual orientation, our gender identity, preference. We are all human beings at the end of the day. We all have basic needs, and we're all here to play soccer and to support each other. So I think it's continuing to educate ourselves and to learn and to grow. But I think Florida State has done a fantastic job of, not only being supportive, but like speaking upon that support and being outwardly supportive.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like what Chris just said, like I think it's not only like important sport team, it's important everywhere. But like specifically, like what she just said, like we are all human beings, and like no matter gender, what is your gender identity and sexual orientations, like you deserve to be loved and to love, and you deserve share the same like respect and just as a human in this society. So like I would say, yeah, our team like always, you will be so safe in this team. Like you never doubt like your situation will be rough sometimes. Like no, you will never feel that way. Um, but I'm not sure about like in the men's team side because they're showing more like very like muscular parts. So like in men's sport, like LGBTQ community is I would say a little bit underrepresented. So like keep supporting this community and whatever men's or women. So like educated yourself, and yeah, the narrative would eventually like change.
Absolutely. I love to hear about how supportive your team is. I think it's a testament to just how successful you all have been and how successful you all will continue to be. Kristen, I know that you'll leave your legacy, and Yujie, I know that you'll continue to make newcomers feel welcome, because that is undoubtedly contributing to your success for sure. And I always end our show with the question, how would you define unconquered or the unconquered spirit? Because that is obviously like a huge deal at Florida State, unconquered, the idea of it. So with our conversation today and just like how you've experienced throughout your time here at Florida State, how would you define unconquered, Kristen?
Yeah. Let me think. If I could explain unconquered to you in my experiences, I would say unconquered is the ability to get knocked down. You're getting knocked down, like in life, you're going to fail. So you're failing and failing. But being unconquered is the ability to get back up and say, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep fighting. Just like in life, just like in sport, you lose, you miss a shot, you miss a pass, you get knocked down. It seems like life's not going your way. But when you're truly unconquered, you're able to get back up on the horse and try again until you succeed.
I would say there's no better explanation than Chris. Mine, yeah, I would say just never stop pursuing the winning, but like the process matter. Like you're not scared of the failures. Like you're keep pursuing, and despite the hardships. Yeah.
I love it. I think that in my conversation with you two, I think that unity is the word that sticks out to me. I think that your team is just so full of love, and it's so clear to me. And I think that that is such a huge part of Unconquered that sometimes we overlook, is the fact that Unconquered happens together. So I thank you both so much for joining me today. I hope that our listeners gained something incredible from this conversation, because I know I did. So this is episode 6, I think.
Okay.
If you all haven't watched any of the previous episodes, we have so many good conversations in there. So please make sure to check out our YouTube page. And
That's so cute. Thank you so much.
Thank you.